everybody, Diane here. I am coming to you today from Lake Powell, just outside of Page, Arizona. Yes, I'm on the road again. Today I am coming to you with another requested body part workout. I had a request from someone asking about how to stretch and strengthen your hips. There's so many different exercises and stretches that you can do to help your hip flexors. And if you think about it, after all, your hips comprise a large portion of your body when you think of the muscles that come into the front and the muscles that come into the back and even down the side of your hips. So there's a lot in that area that you need to pay attention to. So I'm going to do a 3-part video series for hips. And today I'm going to focus on stretches and exercises and movements that you can do while standing. So stay tuned for that. 2 pieces of equipment I'm going to use in today's video is a set of dumbbells that we're going to use for deadlifts and a resistance band. You can either use one of the large loop bands that I have in my hand here and double it over, or if you have one of the smaller resistance bands or hip circles, that'll be perfect for this. So grab those things and meet me back here. I'm going to start off by showing you some stretches and warm-ups to do with your hips while standing. And the age-old favorite is the hip circle. So we're going to do hip circles. If you need to hold on to something while you're doing this, if you have a little bit of a balance issue, that's absolutely fine. What we're focusing on doing is getting our leg up and out and around. So we're actually making a big giant circle with our hips. So we're working the muscles in the front and the side and the back at the same time. One big circle and down. Make sure you do both sides, of course. High knees is another warm-up because it takes our hip to begin the motion. Remember, everything comes from core, from our center to our extremities. So it takes the muscles here to begin to pick those legs up. And if you do high knees and you really extend how you get your leg up, you're going to start to feel tired in your glutes. So I get a little bit warmed up here. Now we're going to go right into the couple of exercises that I have for you to strengthen this area. And the first, our all-time favorite, the squat. Remember, our squat starts by getting your feet hip distance apart. Turn your toes out slightly if you wish. Some people find that easier based on how your leg is constructed. First thing you're going to do is push your hips back. I see so many people, the first thing they do is come forward with their knees. No. Hips back and then down. You want to keep your torso straight and upright as much as you can, but hips back and down. Push through your heels to come up. This is great for the hips. Opens those hip flexors. If you feel more comfortable squatting to a bench or a chair, by all means do that. It still works those muscles. Second exercise I want to show you is the deadlift. You're going to grab 2 dumbbells, whatever you have that's about a medium weight, having your feet hip distance apart here, dumbbells at your side. This time, instead of pushing your hips back down into a squat, what we're going to do is we are going to push our hips back like we're doing a good morning. Our knees are soft, and we're coming down to right about knee height and standing up. Notice that I'm keeping my back flat. I'm not rounding. All of the weight is being carried by my legs, not my back. That was called a suitcase deadlift. The second way to do a deadlift is to, again, feet somewhere between hip and shoulder distance apart. You're going to bring the dumbbells more to the front. And basically what we're doing here is a good morning. Hips back, shoulders back, back flat. Knees soft but not bent. And when you stand up, you're pushing through your heels and your hips to stand. That is your deadlift. The third exercise I'm going to show you is a side lunge. This opens your hips wide. So you're going to start by stepping out wide. This knee is going to be straight. This knee is going to be bent. Our hips are going to go back as we bend this knee. You're going to feel a stretch on the inside of your leg and also on the outside of your hip. And then you're going to shift to the other side. Make sure you're pushing those hips back as you come into this lunge. Now, doing it as I'm doing it, both stretches and strengthens somewhat. If you want to up the game a little bit, you're going to grab your set of dumbbells, hold them up here on your shoulders as you do that side lunge. Just make sure you're keeping your torso nice and straight. Don't let those dumbbells pull you forward. It's still hips back into that lunge. And there you have your side lunge. The last movement I'm going to show you is called a banded walk. If you're using a larger loop band, you're going to do a figure 8 and turn it into a smaller band. Then you're going to step through. Bring the band up above your knees. You don't want it around your knees. You want it above your knees. And push out. So now we have our position. I'm going to move back a little bit so I got room to walk. And you're going to sumo walk. Tiny steps. Turn it around. Sumo walk the other way. And stop. You're going to really feel that right in through the hip area in a very short period of time. It's a great strengthening exercise. So try out those 4 movements and do about 8 to 10 reps of each. If that seems really easy, do 2 rounds. And you can keep building rounds as you're building strength in the hip area. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Stay tuned this week and in the coming weeks because I'm going to do 2 more. The next one will be exercises and strengtheners you can do while seated or on the ground. And the last one will be a stretching routine for your hips. So watch out for those. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. That allows me to continue to bring this great content that you, my listeners, have requested. Hit the notification button so that you'll get notified every time I upload a new video, which I do every single week, sometimes multiple times a week. And most importantly, see you next week.